Good afternoon. It is I, your angelic goddess, Spooky Dalia. Hello. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It is halfway through the week, kinda. And we're here with some more Apollo Justice. Hi Spaghetti. Hi Mushy Lizard. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I am very happy today because I slept properly. I had a nightmare, but I managed to fall asleep earlier, and the nightmare did not wake me up super early. So I'm happy. It's been a nice sleep tonight. Yeah, I don't really get good sleep that often, so it made me very happy. It made me really happy. Sleep has always been a bit of a problem for me, so even the smallest thing makes me happy. The smallest change. Oof, it's kind of warm today. Let me check something very quickly. Yeah, the temperature has gone up at least almost 10 degrees. That's why I'm so warm at the moment. Very warm, Dalia. Maybe I ate too much. I also ate my nom nom ramen that is very nom nomable, but it's also very hot, therefore it warmed me up a bit too much. It would be very interesting to try ramen in a warmer climate. Sorry. As always, my voice dying. It's part of the stream. Wap, 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 wap. Yeah, I'm very happy with what we did the other day on Monday, and I can't wait. I actually think I will do some enter the dungeon on my own. There are some achievements that need to be farmed, and I was thinking just to do them. I have discovered a lot of things. I took a look at the achievements, and apparently there are some things that I never did that I could be doing and that I should be doing, not only because there are achievements related to them, but also because it can give you some advantages while playing. I'm happy to say that I found, technically, the only thing I didn't found is like a super secret thing that you need to do something super secret before to reach. And that was a bit too crazy for me. But now I know, so hopefully next time I'll be able to show. But again, my main objective will always be to finish the game. I still haven't finished the game. It's so hard. That last level is so hard. That last level is so difficult. And just reaching it can be a challenge sometimes. It is a while since I've seen the Lich anyway, so wow. But I'm very happy because if you know, I've been very consistent when it comes to my Isaac achievements, actually. Yep. Since I did the daily runs, consecutive wins in daily runs the other day, I am missing mostly, completion marks on characters. There are still others that require you to do some specific stuff, like unlocking a couple of pills that I'm missing and unlocking... what else? Give money to one of the babies until it drops you items. I'm still missing that. But yeah, most of the achievements, I'm on 94% achievements completion. I'm missing something like 30 achievements or something like that. Therefore, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy, and I cannot wait to finish Isaac. Been playing since it came out. It's been how many years? 13? No, only 11 years. Not that many years. I still remember the 1.0 version of Isaac. It's been a long time. It has been a very long time. Anyway, let's go play. And let's keep my voice because, as you know, Apollo Justice is quite the heavy game when it comes to my voice. So last time there had been a murder, and we are here with Emma, my beloved, and I did not know what to do to proceed. I think we might have missed something in this room, or in one of the other rooms. Yeah, the small recap is we have not... so we were in outside here, and in this room the man has been murdered. Therefore, it's very mysterious how the person get into the room, since the only entrance is the door and this small window over here, but you know, it's a very small window. And we were theorizing that this might be another point of entrance for the killer. And we heard the final words of the dying man, which is the only interpreter for the actress that is probably gonna be our client, La Miroir. Yeah, the victim was Letouze. And these are a bit the people involved in the case. Anyway, Emma, let's examine some stuff. This is... what's this poster? Let's see. This summer, a Legal Eagles production of Case Closed. Looks like a poster for a different show. One I wouldn't mind seeing real soon. Yeah, there are some things... last time I stopped the streaming because I didn't know how to proceed. I was just stuck in these 3 rooms. There's nothing much we can do really at the moment. I'm doing a Miner's posters here. I'm just about sick of seeing those personally. Maybe I'll tear it down. Maybe there's something else I can tear to shreds. Don't look at me. I love Emma. Yeah, my idea is that we need to show Emma something. There's also this. It was writing something, but for some reason it doesn't let me examine that as a proof. Yeah, as you can see here, it is clearly writing something, but it doesn't really let me do any sort of examination on that. So yeah, I think we need to leave this room, and if Emma doesn't have anything else to say, we need to check elsewhere. For example, have we seen the door, the mirror dressing room, the scene of the crime? I'm not supposed to go in there, but are we involved? Are we duty bound to investigate? Sadly, no. Well, we already went in there, so... well, this is another poster. Could they hide something behind posters? After the first case, where there was a freaking secret passage behind the library, I'm starting to think there might be something hiding, like on the other side of everything. Love that name, guilty as charged. Magician Trushi presents the Innocent as Charged tour. Yeah, it doesn't really work that much. Boxes, some wires. I think, yeah, most of the things here we already examined. If there's nothing like in the governor's dressing room here, which again, I think I have examined all. No. What is that? It's a ball. This place is decorated like a high school dance. Do I think our decoration were paper, not chains? The winners are into chains. It's part of their image. No kidding. Ever since they used chains on the cover art for Gonna Lock It Up. Linked to the whole police thing, aren't they? Be cooler if they turn that red light on. Red light over here. I don't see anything else that can be useful to us. There is this torch which seems to be highlighted, but doesn't mean anything. Since this is a remaster, anything could be. And the another thing is the stage, but there's nothing on the stage itself. at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, we are a bit lost. I probably have to show something to Emma. Emma. Already talked with you about everything? Ah, the murder weapon. What do you think about this revolver? Well, it's pretty big and heavy. That's right, it's a 45 caliber. That makes it one of the deadliest revolvers around. Does it go any higher? Or is like 45 the highest caliber for a revolver? I have no idea. Even the police don't carry guns that big. Really? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You don't need so much power to kill at such close range. Yeah, it was overkill. It left holes in the wall. My god. It's overkill. I'm not sure I see the problem. I mean, whenever I go out to eat curry, I order it extra spicy, just to be sure it's spicy. Of course, I can only ever eat 1 or 2 bites. And that's not a problem. There's another thing about a gun this big. It puts a lot of strain on the shooter. Yeah, say if you were to fire this revolver, the recoil would probably dislocate your My god! Is it that powerful? I also like that they point this out, because usually in games, just anyone can use any weapon. I really appreciate this. Ouch! It's like the shooter's a victim too. It doesn't really work like that. Yet the killer used this revolver, and quite well. I'm guessing whoever did it was used to shooting. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you're used to using such a gun, you would be knowledgeable in not having your shoulder dislocated. If you like, I don't know nothing about guns, and I don't want to know anything about guns. Well, that's about it. I think we look at just about everything there is. Guess you're right. I know how you're feeling, and start to know when to stop. But anything more involved has to wait until the squad gets here. Ah, I suppose. I'll go report the evidence. Sorry, but could you wait here till I get back? Oh, actually, we have to... Great, thanks! Thank you, Emma. You're the best. What do we do, Apollo? She told us to wait. Great. Now how am I supposed to investigate? Oh, well, I guess it can be helped. Let's go. Go? Time is wasting, Apollo. We got a lot of ground to cover. Well, that's true, but... On second thought, why not? I'm sure everything will be fine. Of course it will. Let's go. I wanted to examine these. But you're not letting me, Apollo. You're kinda rude. Oh, now you are. Ah, is that blood? Why don't you examine this one, Apollo? You know more about red stuff than I do. Yep. Says who? Something is strange about this blood. That's what it looks like? Yeah, it was writing. I mean, we probably cannot make it out, but you know. The body was already killing. Do you think it belongs to the killer? If it's not Mr. Retoso, that seems like a possibility. Do you think like he hit the killer and then it like the killer, I don't know, lost the keys and then he just grabbed those and then the killer could not find it because he was holding it with his hand or something? Interesting possibilities. Look, there's a little window over there. Maybe the killer escaped through that. It's only big enough to stick your head through. And it doesn't even open all the way. It's like the windows I have here in my house. What? I was just saying it's possible. Maybe if you are like one of those circus, you know, the ones that pass through very small objects. No harm in that. Except I'm pretty sure it is impossible. They really do point a lot of attention to that, but it's gonna maybe be a bit direct. I think they moved something, like an item, like maybe the gun was moved through the window, but overall I don't think it's that important for now. A 45 caliber revolver, very powerful. This is definitely the murder weapon. I wonder who brought this revolver in here. It's huge. Someone unusual, that's for sure. I thought they would, like, you know, check you before you enter a concert or something like that. No one I want to meet, that's also for sure. Me either. Unless it's in court, of course. Any weird things about the present? Look at all those presents. I'm also popular. I got a present once from a person in the audience. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Maybe you'll get one someday. From someone you defend. That's called getting paid. Yeah. These flowers. I don't know. I'm always suspicious. Anytime I see something that is too big, I think maybe the gun was inside the flowers all along. That super dazzle frazzle. Yeah, it's super and it makes you feel all dazzle frazzle. Who taught you to say that? Oh, Daddy. Phoenix, what? Hey, White Unicorn, how you doing? We are examining the crime scene. Hope you're having a nice day. Okay, let's check these. Finish cooking, Nomi. What did you eat, spaghetti, today? Is it eggs again? No snatching people brooches. Darn. Maybe there's another one lying around here somewhere. There is, you can't have that one either. Don't be so stingy, Apollo. I think the word you're looking for is principal. Okay. No egg. No egg. Are those bullet holes? Looks like it. There are two here in the wall. Well, if there are two marks, they must have missed twice. Not necessarily. Yeah, as we said, since the gun is so powerful, it could have passed through. But if it passed through, wouldn't there be blood on the bullet? I don't know how guns work. So, I mean, I imagine that the bullet stays like with blood. And I suppose the blood would end up in the wall. I ate a spaghetti egg. Totally different. Sure. I'm working on my own today, so I'll be a bit busy. How are you doing? Doing fine. I slept so nicely tonight, except for the nightmare. I had a nightmare, but most of my sleep was so nice. It was really wonderful. I hope you have a nice day at work. And even if you're a bit lonely, apparently. Wow. I hope, is it that much harder if you're alone? I remember you described me how your work works. And you said it was easy, but you know, I imagine it can be quite hard, even if you are alone, even if it's easy. Some revolvers can put a bullet through a person, so it wasn't necessarily a miss. Ouch, sounds painful. That does sound painful indeed. That air vent bothers me. If Emma and I came in through the door, that makes the vent the only exit from the room. But it's much too small. Not if the killer were about your size, Rosie. Which makes me think that this might be the killer. But it's too obvious, right? We will see. I didn't do it. I was cutting up the dance floor at the time. Thank you. Rosie, the killer. Absolutely. It's hard to tell with you sometimes. Okay, so this step ladder also might be used to flee the scene. We already read this dialogue. They're just repeating them to us. I don't know. Could there be anything else? I think most of the crime scene has been examined. Let's leave. I don't think we're gonna get any more proofs. Julie 7, backstage hallway. Nightmares suck. Yeah, they do. I get them quite often, and they're most of the time about school, because school was a big traumatic event in my life. But yeah, at least it was. I was basically, you know, it didn't wake me up in the middle of the night. It was already time to get up almost. What? Who is this? Who's there? What the frick? we didn't just imagine that, did we? The art style in this game. I know the character looks either cool, cute or silly. Yeah, I really like her. They did also a nice job at improving the graphics. Because this was a DS game. And I really like the characters. He was wearing a soul cut. Friend of yours? Hardly. Whoever that was, he sure looked suspicious. Sus among us. Did he went to the stage? And Trucy is so adorable. Yeah, I love Trucy. Trucy is so cute. Oh, there they hurt precious Dalia. Yeah, it's just, you know, how it is. I'm very used to them, so almost every week I get them. There was a time, the past 2 weeks have been kind of nightmare free. They're coming back recently, though, which is not great. It might be an indication that I'm doing something wrong, but you know. Wow, thank you. I hope I get less in the future days. Oh, it's him. What is it with today? Problem after problem. Achang! You ain't kidding. It's the 2 leading members of the Gavineers, Apollo. Clavier on vocals and Darian on guitar. So his name is Darian. They're so cool! I have a hard time thinking of Clavier as anything but a prosecutor, honestly. Huh? What are they arguing about? Probably the case, I bet. My hog won't start. My guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burned to a crisp, and to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Hey man, don't blame me. You were the one who missed the cue. Me? Miss a cue? How could I conceivably get the most important part of the song wrong? How? And what was all that teeny playing of yours? Why are you so angry at each other? Who are you calling teeny? Sounds like they're having a spat. One of those differences in musical direction bands are always splitting up over. It is hardly the time. What are you two doing here? Yeah. Ha. It has to be super cool. We were just discussing the investigation, if you don't mind. Sorry, wait, you were what? Listen, you need to confirm that with the Republic of Virginia, Detective Crescent. What? Detective? Oh, are they all in the police? So they are in the police and they also form a band? That's so silly. Right, anything else? What did you just call him? Detective? Ha, greetings. What? Darian Crescent, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. Hello, Criminal Affairs? Apollo, you really don't know anything about the Gavineers, do you? So they're all part of the police. Hey, Gavin. So, you are a detective. His day job is a detective in criminal affairs. They're so young. I mean, 24. Understandable. Also, everyone is super young in this game, so... Emma, my beloved. Can we talk to the detective or just to you? Gavin. I'm wishing nice and pleasant dreams. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will try to relax more. Tonight was a bit agitated before going to sleep, so maybe that's why. About the crime. Which crime do you mean? The murder, what else? Oh, that. For me, today has been a hit parade of crimes, you see. Prosecutor Gavin was singing the blues earlier, wasn't he? Something about his hog and his guitar case. Anyway, I'm afraid you know me more about the killing of Mr. Letouze than I do. For now, at least. You were the one who found the body, yeah? While we were in the middle of a performance, no less. Aren't you going to examine the crime scene, Prosecutor Gavin? I'll leave that to Frolin, Detective. Wouldn't want to step on her toes. They're not exactly best buddies, are they? Yeah, Emma's gonna kill him if he sees him again. Emma and Prosecutor Gavin, I mean. And what to do next? We already checked out the scene. Prosecutor Gavin may be right. He might be the most informed for once. Maybe Prosecutor Gavin can shed some light on things we found. What about your band? I don't believe you, Apollo. How can you come to this concert and not know about the Gavineers? The Gaviners? It's not surprising. Why, even our ancestors knew nothing of America's existence once. I know America exists, and we are in America, not Japan. Important to remember that. The Gaviners aren't just an average rock band, Apollo. Each member is connected to the police somehow. The police? The real police. By day they pack heat, but by night they heat up the stage. How do they do these two things together? Being like a musical artist and a police, part of the police, I imagine it's gonna take a lot of time. They don't have free time at all. By day those lips interrogate, by night they sing songs of unrequited passion. Okay. They debuted 7 years ago with 13 years hard time for love. Then came Love with No Chance of Parole and My Boyfriend is the Prosecution's Witness. The list of hits goes on and on. This here's my right-hand man, Darian Crescent. I make the melodies and he attacks them with his guitar. He's a bit of a rogue, really. And this guy's a bit of a perfectionist. When a performance goes the last bit wrong, he goes into this funk, just like today. I hope murder will be a bit more off-putting than a ruined concert. The concert today, a disaster. I'll get to the bottom of this and then we'll see who missed a cue. They missed cue. They were arguing about that before. I love nothing more than questioning tormented artists. What about the missing cue? What's this missed cue you keep on talking about? Haha, you heard it, didn't you? From the audience? Actually I didn't notice anything. Ha! See? No amateur is going to pick up on that. Can you guarantee an entire audience of amateurs? No. Now take a listen to this. What's that? A mixing board. We use it to record our concert tonight. Are we supposed to be investigating a murder? It's gonna be important for the murder, Apollo, you don't understand. We come this far, might as well go all the way. I always wanted to learn about the recording industry. Let's hear this. What the freak is this? What the freak is this? This is but one of the devices used in the recordings. We're a 5-part band. These lets record each member performance separately. Use the sliders to adjust the volume for each part. Check it out! Oh, so one of these is gonna be like off tune. Wow, neat! So could you say here only the drum part? How does this work? It separates the audio from the instruments. Of course, that's how we'll find the criminal guilty of missing his cue tonight. I'm more concerned with the other criminal, the one who kills people. You want help on the case? Then help me with mine. Yes, rock and roll comes before prosecuting. Let's begin. First, we'll bring up the part of the performance in question. You simply choose the section of the song you wish to hear on the uppermost bar, like so. Okay, there it is. Now, listen. I don't have a good ear for music. Was something wrong? You couldn't hear it? Listen again, closely. I cannot, I'm sorry. The timing a little off, isn't it? You see? There, right at the most important part. And even an amateur can hear it, maybe at the very end. An amateur with a missing board, baby. You're missing the point. We'll never stomp a crime until we're perfect. Perfect! Here he goes again. Right, Herr Amateur, you will prove my point. Me? You will find the missed cue. You will tell us which instrument, which part is the guilty party. But how? Did I just not explain it? Move the sliders with W and S, blah blah blah. Then you will find the part that opposite bungles the Q with A and D. You'll find it with your untrained amateur ears. Nothing to do but try, Apollo. I admit, this looks kind of fun. First, a quick review. Use W and S to adjust the part volume. Jump to another section of the song with Q and E. And use A and A to switch parts, okay. Once you find the guilty part, press R to point it out. Time to rock! So it was here, right? It was here. Okay, I wanna hear each part individually. Let's hear this part first. It seems nice to me. What about this one? Oh, it's here! It's here, right? Yeah, it's here at the very end. It has to be this one. What is it, this one? I don't know much about music. I don't know if it's my ear is like... This seems fine. The only two I'm the most skeptical about are these two. This one and 2, because 3 is absolutely fine. Yeah, this is very normal, it goes like that. I think it's this one. No, this is correct. It's absolutely this one. It has to be number 2. It's here. This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar. Ha! It was you, Darian. Ah, well, looks like the cat's out of the bag. Ah, well, that's all you have to say? That kind of attitude lets killers walk free, Darian. Here they go again. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask about the concert. Is it gonna be a mechanic later? Probably. At this point, they're throwing us so many mechanics all the time. It's all experience under our belt. That can be bad. Mixing board added. Okay. I still can get over the title for the song. Guilty Love. Listen here, our beautiful friend. Do you know about this? I'm not in the mood to talk about that right now. Okay, sorry. Sorry, Gavin. Do you know about this? Nope. That. Does it look familiar? Familiar? It's mine. That's my keyring. I've been looking all over for it. What? This is yours, Mr. Gavin? I knew it. No, you didn't know it. How did you know it? Ah, because there is a guitar on it, I suppose. Apollo! How can you make that I knew it face? This is the keyring that was... Yeah, I know. Thanks, anyway. So, where did you find it? Actually, the victim was holding it. Like he was trying to keep it from the killer, even if it meant his life. What? The victim? You mean Mr. Letus had my keys? Indeed. When will my trials be over? Speaking of trials, I've never heard Mr. Gavin whine in court like he has been today. Yeah, it's very different when he's in court. He's more like composed and super cool. Cool dude. Emma was right about the fop, I'll give her that. Apollo? Mr. Gavin, maybe we can help. Tell us about your troubles today. I really don't think that's... Tell us. And we'll keep mum about the keyring for now. Are you blackmailing me, Frolin? Oh, Emma. You know this weapon? No. Okay, I think there's gonna be more dialogue now. What's going on, Gavin? You were saying something about your motorcycle not starting? And something about your guitar case being busted? You're well informed. You mentioned it a few times. Ha! It all happened this morning. It's all this keys ring fault. The key ring. It's got all my keys on it, yeah? My bike key, my car key, and the key to my guitar case. Wait, so this key ring... it disappeared. I thought I put it in my jacket pocket. I had to come to the concert by taxi. How embarrassing. So, someone stole it. Do you think this also has like a key to a room that the people are not supposed to enter or something like that? In order to get my guitar... Oh yeah! The guitar case. In order to get my guitar out, I had to break the lock. This guitar wasn't the one that... the very one. Up in flames. And right on stage too. I actually thought that was part of the show. Crazy. And to top it off, Mr. Letoux's life was taken. Nobody told me about days like these. Strange days indeed. You think? What's wrong, Trucy? Well, I was just trying to make sense of everything. First, this heart-shaped keyring gets stolen. Then a very expensive guitar flares up on stage. Then Mr. Letoux dies. It's connected at 100%. It's gonna be like a distraction. So they needed to burn the guitar so they could kill him somehow. Yes, and could it all really be just a coincidence? Coincidence? Meaning? Darren, can you make any sense of all this? Hey, don't look at me. What do you think, Apollo? Oh? I mean, either Mr. Gavin's having a really bad day, or all of this was planned. It has to be planned. You aren't thinking what I think you're thinking. Are you, Fräulein? I am. What? What? Hey, don't leave me in the dark with Spike here. Oh, Apollo. Don't leave us in the dark. What are you talking about? Haven't you noticed a connection, Apollo? A curious connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles today? I mean... so, he got his keys stolen. Then his guitar was burnt. And then there was a murder. Could there be something like... no, I'm not gonna say they're gonna try and frame him, but... there is certainly something. The keyring, and the guitar, and the body. Slow down there, Polly. You look a wee bit itchy. He's bluffing. He hasn't figured it out. Fess up if you're a man. You're as clueless as I am. No. Give her forehead a chance. Let's see your evidence of that connection. Shall we? Evidence? I better think of something pronto. Come on. Let's see it. What's that connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles? Well... can I look at this? I don't recognize this. Does it have to do with La Miroir? This is like the song. It's the song. Look at this. You stole away the keys. And about burning. And then a bullet take my life away. It's absolutely this one. It's this, isn't it? A lyric sheet. The guitar serenade. What's that got to do with anything? It has everything to do with everything. Who I wouldn't have believed if it was the Fräulein hadn't pointed it out. What are you talking about, man? Enough with the riddles. Aren't you a detective? Maybe it is a coincidence, or perhaps it means something. Don't you think, Fräulein? Need to drink a second. I do. Everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin today is predicting the lyrics to this song. What? No way! Absolutely, it's scarily accurate. The only thing that is not in the song is this thing about flying. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody, and out of the air I fly. I wonder. Let's list them in the order that they occurred. While reading this lyric sheet, first the keyring was stolen, and not just any keyring, a heart-shaped keyring. That right there. When you stole away the keys, my heart held onto the side. It's a heart holding keys. And next, his guitar burst into flame. Burning on in my heart, fire burned my love away. And then Mr. Lettuce was killed. Like a bullet of love, fire take my life away. But that's crazy. Yeah, no kidding. It really is. That's the point. Did someone predicted it all? Or perhaps it was the other way around. The criminal could have based their crime on their lyrics. Who would go through all that trouble? Someone who moves in mysterious ways, no doubt. I believe you stumbled upon something quite vital and quite annoying, Florian. Hehe. She looks pleased. Silly. Rosie, the lyrics predicted crime. Clavier? Seems a bit more than just a coincidence to me. I have to agree. The keyring, the guitar, and the murder. The keyring might have been dropped by accident. That accent sounded like Victor. I kept messing up the accent, so don't you worry too much about it. Every character will change their voice 20 times throughout the case. Yet the victim was holding it. Hard to think that it was unconnected. That's true. Prosecutor Gavin as calm and collected as ever. So the criminal matched their actions to the lyrics. Yeah, and everything that they say evolves naturally into becoming Russian for some reason. I don't know why. It is just how it is with my voices. That sounds likely. Why would anyone do that? While we think about that, I'm going to get cracking on the biggest crime here. I'm going to talk to the Virginian embassy about this Mr. Lettuce. Ah, right. Thanks, Darian. I leave the pondering of mysteries to you. I'm Mara here. I was really Russian the whole time. It's true. I am Russian. Naturalized Russian, as they say. A foreign national. Mr. Lettuce was killed. It seems like that would have to be the point of all this. Yeah, why did they kill? They left us with not only a murder, but a mystery. It seems like someone will... Do you think like someone is trying to play with us? It is his attorney, so... Maybe someone wanted to do something... I'm gonna do my plan, and the song will kill and based on the song, or something like that. Or, no, I will make up a song based on the way I will kill that man. I don't know. Seems crazy. Mr. Gavin sure is irritable today. Maybe this is the real prosecutor Gavin. We don't get to see in the courtroom. Yeah, and the courtroom is so like cool and collected all the time. I've had enough, frankly. If you find any more mysteries, do me a favor and keep them to themselves, yeah? Yeah. I guess this is all we're going to get from Prosecutor Gavin. That leaves Lamir Ward to question. But how can we question Lamir Ward? She doesn't speak English. Prosecutor Gavin, do you know where Lamir is now? I had to go to my dressing room. With that pianist, much to buy, of course. She seemed rather shocked by Mr. Lettuce's sudden passing. The Gaviner's dressing room. You're right, I can hear Victor in her voice. Oh no. I am Russian. I am becoming Russian by the second. Oh no, Emma's gonna be angry at us because we left the crime scene. What? It's the guy again. Who's there? Who? There he goes again. Who is that guy? Trucy? It did look sort of familiar. So he's a friend of yours? No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't remember. curiouser and curiouser. It's gonna be like, I don't know, not the killer, I hope. Maybe a witness? Ok, la miroir. Ah, la miroir. Oh, you do speak English. Maybe not that much. What has happened? I heard that Mr. Letus has died. La miroir, you speak? I mean, you speak English? Ah, yes. I was invited here from the Republic of Porcinia, but I am not Porcinian by birth. But wasn't Mr. Letus your interpreter? Ah, that, yes, well, it was Mr. Letus' idea. Ah, to make you more mysterious and more cool, I see. He thought he would add to the mystery, you see. Then your pianist is also... No, Machito Baye is Porcinian. He does not speak English. Now, please, tell me, what has happened to Mr. Letus? Why did he... Actually, Mr. Letus was... Trucy. Ah, remember what Prosecutor Gavin said? Not a word. But Mr. Letus is La Miroir manager. That's not fair to her. I mean, isn't she a related party? Precisely what Prosecutor Gavin doesn't want to hurt, I suspect. All we've been told is to wait here in this room. It is very unsettling. I'm sorry, we're trying to figure it out ourselves. Do you think I could ask you some questions? Of course, I am always willing to help. The skull machine looked on stage. I can't put my finger on why, but I like this La Miroir. What is it, Machi? Something. What? But you'd be alone. What seems to be the problem? Machi is not good around strangers. He wishes to go out for a breath of fresh air. Will that be alright? Sure, of course. I mean, it should be fine. There is a killer somewhere, but let's hope everything goes okay. Very well. What does he wish to ask me about? Oh, this is our team. Very calm team. So about yourself. The Republic of Virginia. That's in Northern Europe, right? It doesn't exist, but you know. I've never even heard of it. I started off singing in a restaurant. Then a producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am. You don't say! You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant. Losers tend to look for talent, Trucy. La Miroir, you're not from Virginia originally? Were you born here? Well, was that supposed to be a secret? Image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit about that, of course. Ah, yes, it is something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Porcinian in public. Image is important, I guess. So, will she not be able to speak English in court? I mean, a court is not really public, but I don't know how that works. She's not all image though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound. A painter in what? She travels the world, turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret of your music beauty, right? You're very perceptive. Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage act. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I? Oh my god, Trucy. Oh no. This landscape painter in sound too is an image. Yet without it, my songs will not be so widely heard. They even call you the siren of the ballad, right? Yes, in Porcinian, La Miroir means the siren. I fear that, perhaps, already I am not the siren I once was. What about the Machi? Your pianist, Machi, was it? It's cute, like a porcelain doll. It's very European. What is that supposed to mean, Apollo? I met him while singing in a restaurant in Porcinia. He is an orphan, and his playing is exquisite. Soon he came to live with me. It's like a fairy tale almost. I noticed he hardly leaves your side. Yes, well, he is blind. At first, I hesitated at dragging him across the world. Doesn't speak English either, does he? He had never left Virginia before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Match and I together are la miroir. Together, always. Interesting. Mr. Letos was my new manager. What happened to the old one? Yes, from 3 months ago. Around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come. I met Mr. Letos at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard. And as it turned out, my interpreter. Even though you speak English. Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled after this one. Though I fear that might have to be cancelled now. Was Mr. Letus from the Republic of Virginia too? Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid there is much I do not know about him. And now I shall never know. No one will ever tell me why he has died. I'm sorry. Prosecutor Gavin said we weren't to talk to anyone. Mr. Letos was a talented man. The siren of the ballad. The phrase was his idea, you know. I'm happy for him that it has become so well known. The siren! That's what he meant! Huh, Apollo? You are the siren, right, Ramiror? That is the meaning of my name in Virginian, yes. It was the name my producer gave me. But why do you ask? It's very important. I had to know for sure if the siren was you. What do you mean important? I'll tell you. You deserve to know. It turns out that's a very important word in this case. How? When we found Mr. Letus, he was still alive. What? I heard him say something. His last word. Sir. Mr. Letus, can you hear me? Yeah, he told us that La Miroir was a witness. Siren. He said siren, really? I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said. Mr. Letus said that? Asked the witness. And you're the siren, La Miroir? Did you see what happened? La Miroir? Might I ask, are you with the police? Well no, I'm a defense attorney. An attorney? Yet there have been no arrests, yes? Is that a problem? Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think. But La Miroir, I am sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them. Quickly, arrest someone! Quickly, find someone to arrest. Why? She witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us? I believe we are thorough here. I believe so. Wow! Wow, La Miroir, what about these? Does this brooch look familiar to you? My brooch, yes. Well, it may be mine. Yours, La Miroir? I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it. Well, that explains the brooch we found. It was La Miroir's. Thank you. I was wondering where I dropped it. Is something wrong, Apollo? What was this brooch doing at the crime scene? Was she at the crime scene? Hey, I have authorization to... Yeah, that's not important. Maybe it is? No, she doesn't answer to us. Wow! Well, there's nothing we can do here other than leave, I suppose. Backstage hallway. Whoa, who's there now? Oh, it's her. It's you. Where were you? Emma! Is something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual. You bet something wrong. The impossible's happened. Ah, it's all your fault, you know? Maybe it's about us leaving the crime scene. What do you mean by impossible? Well, it's gone. Utterly gone. What's gone? The body, stupid. What else? Ah, the body's gone? Mr. Letou's body has disappeared. What? How do you move such a big body? It could not have been the pianist. Ah, Prosecutor Gavin. From your vacant stare, I gather you've heard the news. That Mr. Letou's body is gone missing. Look for yourself. No more Mr. Letou's. Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. How can you just stand there? We have to start investigating. There's no need for alarm, Fräulein Detective. All entrances and exits have been sealed. The body will not leave the building. So, I suggest we go find ourselves a cadaver. There will be plenty of time to ponder the whys later. So many things happening in this case. You don't usually have all these before, you start going around and looking for clues. But you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Gavin. Oh, we'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this. Could Mr. Letou's body just disappear? What do you heard, man? Let's get searching! Hey, I don't know if this is exactly the right time, but... Yes, Dalia? See, Jeter gone missing. It was in the dressing room. Jeter? Who's Jeter? That's what I call my guitar. You like, man? Your guitar was stolen? That hasn't been a good day for guitars or jitters. Okay, body first, then guitar. And if someone finds the guitar, please bring it to our dressing room. What a mess of a day. Jitter's like a missing person, not lost and found, man. Emma, you know something? Well, this sure is what did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry. It's alright. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snackos should do the trick nicely. Watch your sugar intake, Emma. Don't talk about Emma like that. She is perfect. She is perfect. Okay, so the body is just gone. Should be a body here, but there's not. How could that have happened? Well, there is I don't see anything. Could there be... Well, we need to go look for stuff, so it's useless that we stay here. Could there be in this box? Or on stage? Let's see on stage. Seems identical. Does something seem different to you, Apollo? Something's definitely different here. Let's check it out. What is different? This? I'm not sure that's all that important right now. Oh yeah, the piano! Is it not the piano? Oh wait. This was not like this before. The stage there must have been lower before. As the tower terminal and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Isn't it dangerous, by the way, to stand up there? I don't know about concerts, but that seems very dangerous. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about the ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. I should get Emma. Yeah, maybe the police. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Really? Stop whining and start climbing. Come on, Apollo. I look that high from below, really. And when we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. 15 feet, which is Some meters? I don't know. I don't know these. I only know meters. I don't know how feet works. How much is 15 feet? Let me check. It's yeah, can I 4 meters and a half. My god, it's kind of tall. 2 hamburgers. Yeah, I suppose 2 hamburgers. That's very high up. Kind of scary. Not after what we found up there. What is it? We found 2 things we were looking for, and 1 thing we never expected to find. So we found 1 body and 1 guitar, I suppose. Oh, that's not good. Is the pianist dead? Right, anything agency. The concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobai, the blind pianist. He wasn't dead, he was just there. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Letos. I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof could possibly prove that? Why are you here, Clavier? How did you get in? The door was closed. Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, what a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. It's back to being cool. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Look at him like it's his fault. It was tough for me too. We performed together that night after all. Yet, the powers that be say that, given the circumstances, it could only have been him, because he's the only one who could have fit through the roof, the ventilation system, and they found him with the body. There's gonna be the other guy, the one we saw that approached us, or something like that. What do you mean by the circumstances? Lamirwar was invited from Virginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be wants, really. Well, those are circumstances, alright. But what makes Machi the only possible suspect? Her forehead. You seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin Bechter, actually. Well, just work with us, Clavier. I know, if we win you don't get money, but whatever. I'm not a How does it work? If a prosecutor or like a defense attorney don't win the case, do they not get paid? I mean, it would make sense, right? It is their job. I have no idea how that works. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particularities of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What did you just say? Me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He is down at the detention center. He wants to request your service. Yeah, I'm speaking Virginian too now as well. You mean Machi? Machi wants me? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going. Good luck. I'm off to question Lamirwar. Oh, so Lamirwar is gonna be the witness. And Machi is gonna be our client. How does that work? How can we talk to Machi? He doesn't know English. Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible. Question, aren't you two the same age? He's 14 and you're 15, Trucy. Why do you call him a little kid? Are you also a little kid? Say that already. Machi, everything's going to be okay. We're here for you. Hi. Maybe you can tell me about last night. Huh? That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything is ever known. Maybe Lamirwar can help? Didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Yeah, I am off to questioning that. Well, what are we going to do? That's a good question. How are we supposed to defend this person if we cannot understand what he says? 2 cases in a row now, where we couldn't talk with our client before the case. So now we just have the case. How can we win? He cannot protect himself. He cannot say anything. Well, off to court. Court is now in session for, how do I say that? Machito Bay, Your Honor, the pixie of the arpeggio. Right, this trial, court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-okay, Herr Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? Well, what the freak is he talking about? What does this have to do with the case? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son. Oh. Chief Justice? Son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. Doesn't have long, it seems. Is this gonna be important later? You can, if you overlook the stupidest thing, it's all over, because in the next case it's gonna be, he was the most important character for the entire game. You just didn't know. Those saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today. Let's wrap this up quick. What do you mean, Judge? We need to do stuff. We need to make sure justice prevails. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement briefly. You're in luck, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Letouze, age 35. The global manager for Diva Songstress, Le Miroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. Okay. Death due to loss of blood. Estimated time of death, 9:30 p.m. Okay. That's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. Do we have a picture? The bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was light. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition would have been much worse, considering. Yeah, we have a picture. 2 shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall of the scene. Observe the diagram. Okay. So he was shot in the back. Okay. Okay, someone shoot from outside. Lamiroir maybe was in the room. Maybe. Theory. Dalia, theory time. Okay, so my idea. So someone shot one. Okay, maybe Lamiroir was like here. Okay? I don't know. I'm thinking. Maybe Lamiroir was here. And then, since he was his guard, her guard, he stood in the way and he got shot instead. and they actually shot from outside and not from inside the room, and then they threw the pistol here, and then Lamirwar hid or whatever, somehow got away. Or maybe Lamirwar is the killer, I have no idea. Theory time is over. Let's go, let's proceed. I see, the court accepts this evidence. That is so silly. You need to make me do my theories because I have a lot of fun with them. We're talking about a 45 caliber revolver. We must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons the size of a powerful kickback. If say they just try to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. Oh no! The fans will take more careless choosing a sample. I was saying the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room was only one entrance, this door. Those seem to be the case, yes, and we were outside the door, so, you know. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. Talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save from the victim's body. Of course. But that's impossible. Yeah, and that's why I titled this stream, the locked room mystery, which is a very classic mystery in, Agatha Christie books and such, where how is it possible? The room was locked, no one got in, no one got out, but someone died inside the room, the locked room. How is it possible? Exactly, this murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machito Bai. Only this defendant could have committed a crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene made it clear. I should be doing a cool voice for him, but I have no idea how to make one, so I do this in between. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. But he cannot talk. Oh, Emma, my beloved one. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired. Security at the concert, you say? You don't recognize her, Judge. You already seen her. It was 10 years ago, but you know. Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. Now don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Judge. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. No, Tracy. No, you don't. Ask Phoenix. Phoenix knows about those. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Emma, my beloved Emma. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage. A prosecutor gave me a request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Very, very simple, very to the point. Was lucky that the detective was in the first on the scene. But that was the only way out of the room, right? Pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it? Well, we already theorized why. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Night of the murder, I was on security backstage. The prosecutor gave me a request. This seems is nothing really interesting. Okay, and this as well seemed very good. Wait! What about these? No, it doesn't change anything. Okay. Beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Okay, Emma. Wait. Let's press on this. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating tacos. No, don't eat in court, Emma. Oh, hey, no snacking in court? And you're sure the shots come from Lamiror's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Ah. Nom, 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 nom. How about it, Emma? We were right in that. Hard to be mistaken about that. Nom, 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 nom. Please either talk or eat. Not both at the same time. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? I went into the dressing room and there was a lot of noise. Music was blaring with the speaker on the wall. Pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. Yes, I know that. You have to be so loud. You don't listen to the governors with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walk in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. Everyone on stage for that song has an alibi. I mean, yeah, but it's not gonna be someone that was in your band, Clavier. You're all members of the police. I really doubt it was one of you. Including myself. Anyway, I closed up the scene and started my investigation. I'm just curious about something. Something that hasn't been explicitly said now. Where does this window leads to? Because I want to know what's on the other side of this wall. Okay. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, the door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Oh! Objection! But the air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way out. No way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with this concert were allowed. And all of the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant, the pixie of the arpeggio, flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there, you should know, her forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Marks were found on the air vent grill, traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found quite clearly. I mean, you're not police, Apollo. You should expect, you know, to hide evidence from you because they're gonna need it in the case against you. Defendant matched Tobias' fingerprints. Oh no! Not looking good. The air vent was the only way out of the room. Defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, her forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Ugh. Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is her pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. This was decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. An examination of the crime scene was enough to nail down the killer? Sure, they have a good reason. They must have had a good reason to arrest Machi. And I'm going to find out what it was. Okay, okay, this is new. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, the door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. But that air vent was too small. Okay, it's the same dialogue. We already saw this. Okay. What do we have? Let's see. We found this though. What about this? This is from La Miroir. This doesn't prove enough, but you know. Could this be something? Oh no, it's because the weapon. He couldn't use this weapon, he's a child. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? They pointed that out so often. This weapon was so powerful, high caliber, that if a child used it, it would have break his body. I think this could be quite a piece of evidence. Or the brooch. It's one of these two. I want to present the revolver. No, it's not. The music didn't stop. Your Honor, blah blah blah, something something, it's not the right one, sorry. Okay, let's present this one then. Oh no, it's gonna be the keys then. I have another idea, by the way. I'm just so confused. How did they get into the room? What about the keys? The keys don't prove anything. Let me cross-examine the other ones as well. I want to cross-examine this one as well, just to be sure. Night of the murder was the night of the concert. What was the detective doing on security detail, must I ask? It was only a concert? Might have exactly, but orders are orders, even when they came from rock gods. Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say, the stench of conspiracy. The day at the concert hall. Well, isn't it obvious? My keys, that whole morning. No, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I shouldn't ride my car to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. No, it's impossible because we found them on the scene of the crime. Yeah. That makes you a prime suspect. I don't think that's how it works. Also, he has an alibi, and he's the prosecutor, so he will never be guilty. Lost nothing new. Singing something. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put a detective with the most time on their hands on the task. Sorry. Believe that's enough of that. Prosecution was a rather convincing case. Oh, so I was just supposed to, okay, to press on as much as possible.
making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. Ugh. I believe we heard enough to determine our verdict, even if he wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. Can be over already.
Very well, I believe this story is finished. The defense has no contradicting evidence.
Prosecution has presented our proof, clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it will better be clear and plain. Ah, Apollo, they got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know what can get us out of this. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Mike is innocent beyond a doubt. Well, that...
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now.
If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof. I wanna call a witness. I don't have evidence, but I wanna call a witness because he told us that there is a witness for us. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor and on my million-seller hit song, Atroquine 9, My Love. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge? The prosecution clearly does not.
Because I am the main protagonist. The only one in the world who knows this. Yeah, and you also were lucky because Letos talk to you. It's very cool actually to have someone like talk to you in this, game. Never happened before. In any Ace Attorney game. Where the witness, before dying, not the witness, the victim before dying talks to you.
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? How knows that her forehead says he said? It's not testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth, he said it! I even told you about it, but apparently you ignore me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours unknown to the prosecution? I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usually is called for? There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
I mean, this is very easy. It's La Miroir.
La Miroir?
Recall Mr. Letoux's last words. The siren. The witness is Siren.
The siren? Oh, you meant the siren?
That's right. The siren of the ballad. La Miroir. La Miroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show La Miroir to the witness stand.
Yeah. Yesterday she didn't want to talk to us. But since now she is called into into confession, into testimony, yeah, she has to talk. Here she is, beautiful woman. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Silence the Ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind.
Oh, you can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. What the freak? What? Does she have amnesia or something? I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? La Mirror suffers from amnesia. Okay. Okay. We didn't know this. Amnesia? The series of games that we played, a couple on stream. La Mirror is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Wow, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As loudest singer La Mirror, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I do not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, La Mirror. Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. La Mirror, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet the young gentleman with the wide forehead, because it's the most distinguished fact about Apollo, was adamant that you stand. Oh my! Congratulations, Apollo! You're the bad guy!
Now you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime.
Okay. But she was about to tell us something the other day. She just had to stop herself. As for what I saw nothing. The night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. You're lying! Because we found this, and this belongs to you.
I must say, you sound wonderful, just testifying.
I was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense of the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go! That's not how it works, Rosie. We don't want that.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet.
I wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. I have proof. I saw nothing. The night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return. This is wrong. You're lying to me. Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was much with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know what it was. You are wrong. You are very wrong. Lying! Liar, liar, La Mirror on fire. I'm sorry, La Mirror, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's La Mirror's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? La Mirror, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance at night. What? That's very silly.
What is the meaning of this? La Mirror, please explain.
La Mirror? Shibi shibi shaba shibi shaba. She says English is quite difficult. The trick's not going to work here. Shibi shibi shaba. Your forehead may be large, but you're a lawyer, truly. You missed one important fact. Blah, 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 blah. In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. Yeah, this is still lying to court. I know I was imprecise. This is still lying to court. You are under oath, and you said I did not went back to a scene of the crime, and now you said, I know, I went there just a second. You have to love Phoenix Wright and Ace Attorney in general. Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is he saying all that? Was she talking about Apollo? Right when the incident occurred? Ah, she's talking about that. What's his room for me? I have to call for backup. Ah, that's when we heard the noise. But it was already there when we entered. Yeah, this sound. It happened. It did happen like this. But I'm not sure. Yeah, we heard that. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. This one when your brooch dropped? That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch. That's very convenient. Hair for head. She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Her forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No, a horrible voice indeed. So rude to Apollo. I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
That's very convenient, yeah. You look into the room door, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. My performance was... Oh, it's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Was it behind the wall? I suppose it was partially behind the wall. The arm. They're not doing the tutorial this time. I'm really on my own here. It has to be in here. Maybe it's something on her face. I wanna check. Her hands, we cannot look at her hands. No, we cannot look at her hands. But it's gonna be something with her face, probably. Again. Wait, I saw something. No, it's just talking. There was something else. I saw a movement. Maybe not this one. Was it behind a wall? A wall? Was there a wall there? Is what in English? A division or partition, I believe. Yeah, there is. It makes sense. Murder took place in the inside half. Guess the partition might have hidden the body. Then I was led by the police and I need to check for an expression or something. Could it be here? Could it be here? We cannot check her hands, so it's gonna be something else. Like an eye movement or something like that. It has to be something about her eyes, because we cannot check her body that much. Okay, let's check again this one. Couldn't there be something about her hair? The ears? Just looking me straight in the eyes. My god, this is hard. For just a moment. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice. Le Mans. It has to be here. It has to be here. It has to be here. I refuse to believe that it's not here. But what? She's not looking at me, by the way. It has to be something about her mouth, her nose. Wait. Again. She moves her throat here. You see? Do you see that? I think that is what we were looking for.
Gotcha!
Later met whose body, you say? Ah, okay. Because she could not have known. She couldn't have known that, you know, it was his body if she didn't see it. Yes. You know something more about Miss Letu's death than you are saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember. But the effort made you swallow. Yes! Very nice. Such a nice... My god. This was hard. This was hard to spot. It took me a while. Because there aren't like hands or eyes. It was such a small movement. But I saw it. I absolutely saw it. You cannot stop the Dalia, as they say. You can fool my eyes. Ah, it is true. I was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Letus have to be shot? One moment, La Mirror. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Letus have to be shot? Yes? Was I hiding something? I knew it. La Mirror, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but... your words just now contradict your testimony. How could that be? Take these. She never saw. She couldn't see it, right? Oh, come on, I messed up. What? Is it not because he couldn't see? She couldn't see him? Because it wasn't in the back. I'm confused. Let me read this. Why does Mrs. have to be shot? It contradicts her testimony. Because she said she didn't see him. I suppose because of the picture, no? I'm so confused. Oh no, it's silly because we never told her how he died. Tell me, La Miroir, how did you know he had been shot? I always overthink things. And the funny thing is, I already knew this was the answer because I already theorized it before. But then I went the extra way of like going around it instead of thinking the obvious, which is a Dalia special, as you know. Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court. No one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Letus had been shot. How could you have known? Yeah! Someone is lying. You lied to us, La Miroir.
La Miroir, you're intuiting something from this court, I hope.
The sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course, sure, because you didn't just lie twice in court. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I knew it. Even the victim said so. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Admiral had been shot. Only a glimpse, yet you knew there were bullet holes? Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know. How? I mean, you traveled the world, I suppose, yeah. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country. You mean the USA? They're not USA? I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like La Miroir someday. I plan on recording my next album overseas. The studios have a different sound, you know. I should go on a Church of Steel tour. But given the position, if she opened the door, catch a glimpse, she couldn't see. She couldn't see. Liar, liar, La Miroir on fire. Not the guitar this time. You're on fire because you're a liar.
A put-down worthy of your prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you. What did he say? Sorry. They call you the son of the ballad. Ballads are hardly becoming of such a creature. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. La Miroir, you looked in front of the door. From the door for just a moment. Correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall, the door is on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. 200 IQ Dalia Gaming. Yeah, see, it's how it works. Oh my god, she's so cute. I love her outfit. Singer, like a siren.
Well, La Miroir.
Yes.
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yes, the opening and this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she's just lying, Clavier. Like, she saw something. We need to know. Freak you, Clavier. You and your brother. But she knew Mr. Letus died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, La Miroir.
Very well. La Miroir, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. Starting to creep me out a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit, though. I don't think she's the murderer, though. But there is something shady happening here. What I saw, too. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Oh. I see. It's a bit weird because technically the window doesn't open all the way, but whatever. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was. So basically you're telling me it was not Machi who killed him? Like, this proves his innocence. You're a witness.
So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
Ha, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play here, forehead. So we win? We win? He's not the killer. We win. This should already prove his innocence.
Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination.
You're right, Dalia, she's too hot to be the murderer. And that's not the reason I'm thinking of, but it's because I don't see her capable of murder. But you know, I might be wrong. And I think there is more to it. But yeah, she's also very hot. She's very, very hot woman with cute voice. I love. She's not like Emma though. Emma is the best. Great going, Apollo. You were right about La Miroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. Well, things must fishy. That's what's wrong. Huh? Is this not enough? She's a witness. I suppose we need to prove it that she's right and she's not lying. But still, but that's not how court works. Whatever. Was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Tell me more. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes. I give her like, I should give her like an accent, but I don't know. I suppose my accent works good enough. You need not worry, La Miroir. Your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? Yeah. I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Can you tell me more? You're saying you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. That happened on the other side of that window. Well, nothing I could do. It wasn't Machi. Wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. We won! I guess we need evidence, but shoes. It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Yeah, Apollo, what were you thinking? I just want to know more. Because there is more to it. It's not only proving that he's not like guilty. We need to prove who is the real culprit. You silly billies. This is not how court works. Listen to me. Yes, of course. You see. It was a grown person. I know it was. But if it was a grown person, how did it leave? That's a little vague. I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could only see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man. A young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Looking at this diagram, it seems the direction was quite cluttered. Does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
If it was like from the back, even more. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. What is this supposed to mean? Whatever. Since I am an optician, my ears don't work. That's the logic we're going here. I don't know. When I hear a no voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. But who is... yeah, couldn't have been the victim at this point. Absolutely not. I mean, if he knew the victim and it's like a voice you don't recognize, it makes sense. Then let's not say that I do not forget a voice. If it was Mr. Letos who spoke, I would have known. I'm also very good with voices, I'll let you know. I can recognize voice actors in games quite precisely. Not super precisely, but when I hear a voice in a game from someone, I tend to recognize it in other games.
Through the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. This turns out to be true. It would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense opinion of this testimony?
It's gonna be contradictory for some reason, but I don't know why. Because the thing is, if she saw someone, how were the people in the room positioned? Because he was shot in the back, right? At least it seems like. He was shot in the back. And how did the person leave the room? How the freak does this work? I don't know. Let me save the game before I pick the wrong option. Okay, it has to be contradictory, sadly. Though it pains me to say this. There's something about laminar testimony that rings false. Bravo, her forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, yeah, the thing is always the same. Where did this person fled from? We still have the problem of the closed room. Yeah. No grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Labrador has to be lying. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my ass to this. Yeah, because, you know, if you say, oh no, sure, we're fine, and then like Gavin comes at you and says, but he didn't think, why would you say that? It's just because it's convenient to you. She's clearly lying because no one could leave the room or something like that, right? So it doesn't work like that. We need to persevere towards justice. If we were just to win, we wouldn't be different than Von Karma, you know? The idea was tempting. Yes, of course it was. It is as her forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What next? La Miroir. I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become such a creature. This is what we said before. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. State of the room? Yeah, if it was like in the back, you don't understand the killer was the red among us. Yeah, clearly. And you know, it could vent, so it makes sense. How could I forget that? That window was closed. Oh, it was closed. I didn't even think about that. But when we found the scene of the crime, it was opened. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. I mean, if it's glass, I suppose. I suppose, that sort of windows are made to not be too noisy. La miroir. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. But she's the only eyewitness we have. So you say, and the victim named her, the siren, as the witness? That's right, that's what Mr. Letouz. We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Oh no, it's gonna be... Nye. She lied just because she was brought here. It's so complicated. Stop punching the classroom, the courtroom, Clavier. It's gonna break one of those days. The prosecution requested the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution request. There's indeed a question of the witness' credibility. But if Lamiror can testify, we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence. Cross-examination is over, Prosecutor Gavin. You may continue making your case. Danke. Now, where were we? Everyone from Germany. And Germany is like the place where all the prosecutors come from. It's incredible. Ah, yes, I would like to hear from Holland Detective again. Wait, let me hear Lamiror testimony one last time. But the cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as the need arises, this witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. And I need to drink some water. Freak you, Clavier. We're on to you. We're on to the case. I mean, not on to you because you're just doing your job, but At last, back to the real trial. Ready? Her forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fraulein Detective, how far have we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me! I just like saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore. That's kinda not a good thing to say, Clavier. You would, Miss Sky? Huh. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Letouz's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Ah yes, there was only one door in the room, and the witness, you, was standing in front of you. That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. I said I would have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case, though reading the report something caught my eye. What's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. Circumstances? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? It was bizarre. Yeah, what about these? What is this supposed to be? Why did Mr. Letouz's body disappear from the room and end up on top of the stage tower? I have no theory. I have absolutely no theory in my mind. It's so weird. Holding a guitar. A perceptive observation, Herr Judge. Oh, thanks, it was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough, you get a nose for things. I mean, yeah, the judge is a bit silly, Tracy, don't worry about him. Very good, Fraulein Detective, perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does it lead us to the killer? I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamiror's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. How did that child move a 35 years old man which is like a bodyguard. How? And did no one saw him? The guitar serenade. You noticed this code too, did you not? It's code. At the events that they follow the lyrics to our song. Yeah, I showed you, Gavin. You don't have to be so smug about it. I showed you. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. Admit, I'd forgotten about the song. What kind of defense attorney are you, Apollo? I have to do all the job here. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that. But I jumped rope to songs and counted to songs. But killing? It's a wild goal out there, Judge. We've had one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. Oh, there is something missing. The guy that we saw, maybe he's not the killer. And maybe Lamirwar is the actual killer. But I don't think it was actually Lamirwar. There is more to it. There is so much more. Oh, Emma, what am I to do? How can a child steal a body? I believe myself, but it can't just be a coincidence. You want me to sing it? So let's look at the first part of the lyrics. You stole away the keys. And these also, yeah, they stole his keys. You find burning in my heart. But there's something wrong. There is a part missing. Oh yeah, the 3D animation. Super cool. There is something missing. In the first part of the song, of the lyrics, there is something that was not made. I'm going cringe gamer ads on Twitch. Oh no, what kind of gamer ads? Yo, if you gamer, you get the victory royale, and you need to something. I don't get that. I usually get ads for like cars and stuff like that. Yes, Mr. Gavin, but you, Mr. Gavin, should know, I pressed the wrong button by the way, that there was more lyrics. These lyrics are about Lamirwar flying on stage. I don't know. It's Pretty Woman now. Yeah, you saw Emma. I love Emma. What would Waki have said? The concert was whack. Why do you care about Waki? Waki is long gone. It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter. Move the body too much. How did he move the body? I don't understand how anyone assumes that a 14-year-old boy moved a full-grown man, adult body, and no one noticed. And it makes no sense. You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. At the prison. Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable act even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. The Diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this just on a whim. For a detective, I take offense to that description. Yeah, it was premeditated. 100%. Only had a motive to kill the victim. Are we sure about that? Because those spoke English. May have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Apparently learned English on his own. Wow, so good. No one here had the motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion.
Does seem difficult to imagine.
As our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. Oh my god, Emma, they're really accusing him.
You did it to promote your songs?
How could you, Gavin? How could you? Everyone already listened to my music. They're even in my textbook at school. What? How is it possible? It's contemporary music. My god, Rosie. I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer boy. You're the best. What is this about his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. All was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
That means what exactly?
The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. So he missed on purpose? Assuming the shooter could properly... Okay. So she's gonna say, since he was a child, he wasn't good with a gun, so he missed. Machi, he can't see. Oh no, because he's blind! It's even more! I completely forgot the fact that he was blind. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. It reminds me, one in that room was blaring at the time, right? How the ideal condition for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
Those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do we do now? No, I never sit back and watch. There were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. How so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
That's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault. I have no idea. No theories at the moment. Well, it was a very large caliber, correct?
Shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, or it could dislocate their shoulder.
Exactly. Defendant Machi Tobaye is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing a gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim.
Convincing argument, to be sure.
But this just proves that it was Michi more, Apollo. Apollo? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Apollo, why? Doesn't matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Let's get the facts of the matter on the record, if you would, Fraulein Detective.
Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Yes, I'm knocking on my desk because helps me concentrate. What was he trying to write? Do we need to prove that the shooter was not blind? I'm just confused in the positioning because okay, so theory time. Ta-da! So if the shots are here, it means the shooter was here, since the body was here. Because how does it make sense otherwise? If the shooter was here, the bullets would be fired to this wall. So, and he fell like on his front, so he was shot in the back. Right? It makes no sense. And the weapon was found here. I'm so confused. Emma, tell me more. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the walls. I think I've proven that. Wouldn't call it proof per se. Merely raised a possibility. I mean, you know. But even your theory is a possibility. No. I guess it makes more sense if he missed because he's blind than he missed. Because it was more likely that he wouldn't miss. So the fact that he missed makes it more likely that he was blind. True. It was logical, yeah. It's all very logical. And that was the only one who could have escaped through the area. If he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? A very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machito Maya. Would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the stepladder. But why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Could have figured it out for yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Yeah, I guess it makes kinda no sense for a stepladder to just be there. Because why would you put that there in the dressing room while there is a concert? Yeah, it would be quite weird. But why there was not one in Gavin's room then? Who knows? Well, her forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. I'll put him in his place. Take down one of the central points. Do you have any evidence that can prove that though? No need. We don't have evidence that the killer could see, I think. Could this be useful? How can we prove that the killer could see? Not even the kill, just the shooter. Is it because this is cancelled? Because the blood here is fine, but here it's cancelled. I think we do have. I want to try with this. I want to try and show that he tried to write down who the killer was, and they tried to remove it. I accept the prosecution challenge. It's exactly my map can see here. The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he couldn't see. Therefore, Machi was blind, did it. Fans will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution claim that the shooter couldn't see. I want to prove this. I might be wrong, and I might be, too early, but I want to show this. This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for the smear on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is not time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution point. Perhaps you best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah?
Very well, so what you're talking about, Mr. Justice? Contradiction of the scene of the crime is...
This one. The contradiction is right here. The smell of blood stains.
I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. Why the written tongue is raised above his head, much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court.
It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fräulein? When Mr. Letus was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Scientifically, you might say. Drat, I just wish I wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Yes, but if you couldn't see, you wouldn't know that he wrote your name. Huh? This is my objection. Nice. Yeah. No one has anything else to say?
About what?
So the prosecution accept this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Letos was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait.
Once he saw what it was?
But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out their name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobaye, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible!
Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now...
Since I owe the court an apology. The Gaminers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not flagged in an entirely timely manner. What do you have to say, Clavier? Are they gonna say he's almost blind? He could see a tiny bit? Because I'm gonna punch you a tiny bit if you say that. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock! With these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me, what do you think that Machi Tobai is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's a blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamira lead him around by the hand all the time? Is he not blind then? I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobaye. According to this, Machi Tobaye can see perfectly well. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? So they said this. So the plan was they say this and they know that Apollo would point it out, and so he could do this and basically mess with him. My God. Her forehead, not once in the court of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was thrown detective. A significant fact, yes. Consider, Machito biases, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe her forehead neatly explained those for us. And missed because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. We did the job for him. That is very rude, Clavier, and I will remember that. And maybe you will find more burned guitars in the future. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, her forehead. There is a yerg moment. I knew I didn't have what it took. You jerk! Just what was I in for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's under the trucy now. Look out. She's gonna bonk you in the head. If you can please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't live like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. Ha! Ha ha! Aha, what? This bloodstain? The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right. With this... Oh, it's back. The luminol. It's called the luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet? Ha! As if I'm going to tell you. I mean, you work for him, Emma. You know. Blood stains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, the section was removed and submitted. Probably should request in here in court now. Right, go for it, Apollo. Have to do the test. You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. Yeah. Yes, I believe our analysis is called for. Have it. Okay, let's do some luminol. It's easy as pie. Just press space to spray an area. Here, give it a try. Come on, Apollo. Apollo, your hand is shaking. Okay, okay. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says EPXX314206. What? Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is, if the killer was a robot. I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters EPXX look familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. What? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Lettuce even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Hello. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. Not sure what to think about this. Prosecution case is alright. Airtight, or so it seems. If this number is really that of an Interpol agent. Oh wait, I know. What if Machito Tobias is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility. No, that's not the judge. Sorry, Claudia. A possibility, yes, sir. And one that would mark him was the killer for certain.
Why did let us know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Artian report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machito Baye. What are you talking about? Friend detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see, just before the trial began. Sorry. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, her forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, the prosecutor Gary knows why, doesn't he? Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? No, at the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I don't know.
I suppose people were sold over 1 million records, really, or something else.
There was a reason why Machi Tobaye pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. For la miroir? Oh, aspetta, wait. He was an orphan, and he pretended so he could stay with la miroir, and so la miroir would take care of him. Wasn't for himself?
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had found blindness?
I haven't a clue. Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means he couldn't be. Good show, her forehead. Seems you thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. It has to be because of this, right? I'm not sure actually. Let me save. Oh, I cannot save right now. I think it was for La Miroir, but I'm not sure how that helps me.
That is the miroir?
La Miroir and Machi Tobaye recall their relationship, in particular their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. La Miroir and her pianist. They would always work together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She would him at all times, never let him go.
All times?
Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time?
But wasn't it part of their performance?
I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi doesn't need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really? Was all the other way? Oh, what?
What's this? So you mean to say the La Miroir is, she's,
Yes, Your Honor. La Miroir is blind. That's why she said that thing about hearing. Oh my god, super plot twist. How can you not notice that someone is blind? Maybe she's not like completely blind, because you know, blindness actually is a lot more than just I cannot see. Some blind people can see a tiny bit, right? But you know, a tiny bit can be very, very dangerous still. So maybe like she can see shapes and stuff like that, but she cannot like see in the way I see, for example. I have perfect eyesight, by the way. But yeah. Yeah. What? So not just a plot twist, a super plot twist. That sounds like a very big plot twist, my god.
That is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin.
Is it now? Well, her eyesight as better as she is. True! Absolutely true. Let me drink my water.
Please shed some sanity in this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim.
The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is Zva's forehead. Are you done with that, Clavier? Yet I see it is not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be a landscape painter in sound or something? Well, since we have her here, why not ask La Miroir herself? Her doing silly winks is so cute. Just a tiny bit. Hey, I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now.
Balif, bring in La Miroir.
So you're blind? La Miroir. It pains me deeply to call you before us again this way, and yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see, really? It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Virginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are?
Yes. As I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became La Miroir. Know though that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for La Miroir.
I see.
You may recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial, Error Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witnesses. Yeah, it is kind of realistic, but this is anime court, right? This is just anime court, so anything can be anything. She should have brought it up. Yeah, she should, but it's anime court. There are, yeah, I suppose this is something that we should really have known, but maybe she didn't want it to be known. We don't know. It's just how it is, and especially, you know, they will think that it would make a good plot twist in court. Oh, La Miroir. Now, La Miroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? So then, why did you not say it, La Miroir? Wow.
Yes, of course. Do I admit I'm a little lost here?
I think we're all a bit lost here. You must be lying. I would have been able to see the bullet holes. Proceed to say nothing. Yeah, because, you know... it doesn't even make sense. Because our friend here... one second, La Miroir. He says she's the witness. So how can she be the witness if she cannot see? What did she witness? What the freak is this? Ace Attorney. Pure cinemas, they say. I'm so curious. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. How can you hide this for such a long time? Like, did you never run into a wall or something like that? It's very hard to hide that you cannot see. I mean, if you never like saw many people and everyone on your staff knew, I suppose it can be easier, but even on a concert, on a, stage, I think you would notice. I guess no one ever assumes. Like, if you see someone on the street, you would never assume, because everyone assumes everyone is completely fine, right? That is something quite interesting to talk about, actually. You always assume every other person you see is perfectly fine. They don't have any sort of issue with their eyesight, with their movement, or whatever, with their hearing, or their sense of smell. For example, funnily enough, if you know, and I say this multiple times throughout my streams, I cannot smell that good. I have a problem with my nose that makes me unable to smell most of the things that people can smell normally. Yeah, they tend to wear sunglasses. Yeah, you wear some indicator of that, because it can be dangerous for you and for other people if they don't know. Yeah, funny, right? It's very interesting. That's very cool though. I like this. It's very interesting getting to know this. But yeah, I cannot smell properly, and you would not be able to tell. But I mean, I can smell like very strong smells. But for example, sometimes I cannot smell when something smells badly. Yeah, when I cook, I do not smell what I'm cooking. I need to put my nose right like next to the food. Otherwise I cannot smell it. And it's funnily enough something that can get kind of close to it. I don't want my stuff know. Oh, that's it? That's your testimony? But this is a murder trial. Yeah, literally, this is a trial for murder, and you go around saying, I saw the crime. I apologize. Because, she had to keep the facade. Okay. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my brandness a secret, no matter what. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... She lost the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. That's not that. That's cheeky, Clavier. You cannot just say that. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best to let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Whatever, Clavier. Your brother is behind bars, by the way, so shush. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, beware, this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay. So I cannot, press her on everything. Need to be careful. Okay. Everyone on my staff knew, but no others. This has to be important. I will save, because I will die soon, most likely, but I'm gonna press on this. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Letouze? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You are thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Yeah. Why did he say that she was a witness? How can you be a witness if you cannot see? I mean, it can be a different type, but if you do not see, that kind of goes against the very concept of a witness. Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Can't see, that's what he's saying. Zlatos told me to ask the witness and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tusk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness siren? We heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but the statement is not to what I refer. I mean what he said before that. Before? Yeah, he said cannot see. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. Too bad the defense did not. While her forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Ah! Recallami your earlier testimony. Was on my way from the stage to the backstage. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Letus witnessed her through the window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? So this doesn't really do anything for us then. Because she cannot see, she could not have seen who was there with him. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already turned a simulation, of course. Run. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor! What is it, Bolif? Can't you see what is in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Letus left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent, your report, please. So who is this? I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find the answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darian. Well, tell us about the number. You're the defendant or secret agent? EPXX314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Letus. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Letus himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote us letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Letus was an undercover Interpol agent, so him being Remiro's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerned a 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Letus. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. The victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. The victim was an Interpol agent. Okay. It's that man that we saw! It's that man! I wonder how this ties into everything. It's got to tie in somehow, you think? Yeah, somehow. Who knows how? We're gonna do our usual jump between 1 million weird testimonies and whatever. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. What? Wait. Let me what? Is something the matter? The voice just now. Darian? Mr. Darian, is it? It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? You aren't saying the voice I heard talking to Mr. Lettuce when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darian. Oh no. Is this some kind of a joke? No way. Courtroom fell into such a chaotic state that trial had to be suspended temporarily. I've never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day you get an accusation like that one. And we are fingering Darian Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lammeror heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. To be continued. Sure, we have another hour after all. Could be a good place to stop, but I want to play more, so I'm not gonna stop. So... Hey, Apollo! What? Well, you know, actually nothing. I mean something, or maybe not. Out with it, the suspense is giving me an ulcer. Well, you know, the trial today, I was thinking, if you gave it a score, what score would you give it? I think 1.2, because it was so confusing. I guess I would maybe, well, I'm just as bad as you. See, it's so vague, clearly. Much avoided a guilty verdict, which is something, though I can't say I'm any less confused about the case. The victim, Mr. Lettuce, would have guessed he was actually an undercover Interpol agent. What a mess! I agree. We don't have any idea what he was investigating. Well, true, but we know who shot him now. Lammeror told the whole court. It's another mystery, Apollo. I love mysteries. I don't. Speaking of mysteries, what's Mr. Wright up to? I wouldn't mind asking his opinion. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Dalia around. Is he some kind of stray that just wanders in and out of will? I wouldn't say that, but he has been going out a lot. Some tough secret mission, he said. Anyway, you can't just rely on him to save the day, and you got me to help you. We'll be fine. Yes, the child that is like a mage. Yeah, we love you, Trucy. We love you. That's the spirit. Oh, Trucy. Lammeror dropped a bomb in court today. It was Darian. Lammeror said she's never forgotten a voice, right? That's so cool! I mean, I suppose it's more common for people who cannot see. What's that called again? Elephant ears? I bet that's what they're called. I'm not sure. I don't know. She has to be wrong. How does this make sense? Because the thing is, if you think she, if the window was closed, we didn't find it closed though. We found it a bit open. Let me check. I cannot check, of course. Could she have heard something else?
I have no idea. That's right, I was burning up the dance floor at the time. He was also the one that messed up at the final part of the concert, right? Somehow. I have no idea. I'm so lost. Happened to look up on stage? You bet I did. He's one of the Gaviners guitarists after all. He's so cool. The Gaviners have a rock solid alibi. Yeah, it's literally impossible. How is this possible? Admiral heard him, didn't she? She heard Dalia backstage. Could she have heard him? No, because he's not a singer. It's a freaking Mr. Prosecutor that is the singer, right? So even if it was like, even if she heard like the music from the concert and like she heard them singing, no, it's just impossible. It doesn't make sense. Wow. So lost. I didn't die though in this first part of the court case. Was wondering, what is Interpol anyway? They're the guys who catch international criminals. The international police. Because it's shorter. Anyway, you think he was investigating Amir War? Not a criminal, she couldn't be. I'm a magician, Apollo. I can spot a palm coming at 50 paces. What is that supposed to mean? I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. Well, what the freak is that supposed to mean, Tracy? I wonder if it was something that has something to do with something. Something like that. Oh, who's here? Ha 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 ha! Trucy, was that another one of your tricks? It wasn't me! I can't even make Mr. Hart laugh like that. Oh, it's this guy! Oh, whatever the mundane gives way to miracles, a word they whispered. Grammar! What the freak are you? Hey, the other day! Just being cute as usual, yeah, a bit silly. What the freak are you? Are you the killer? You don't look like a killer. Oh, we meet again. Nice to meet you. Who are you? Could you please stop smirking like that? It's you, Uncle Valant. Uncle Valant is your uncle? No, silly. It's the great Gramair, Valant Gramair, the Grand Magician. Yes, it is I, the great Valant Gramair, as seen on television. Could you please stop smirking like that? It's been a while, Mr. Lucy. 7 years to be exact. My, how you've grown. Good to see you again, Uncle Valant. You look exactly the same. I hate to intrude, but what is a great magician doing paying us a visit? I believe it was you who wished to see me, so be quick with your questions. Ta-da! Who the freak is this guy? How are you correlated to the case? I do not quail, quake or quiver. I am quite tame. Though my stardom may sear the sight, I am quite to hurt when need calls. Does have a certain aura to him. Let's ask him about the case, Apollo. Practically drooling with enthusiasm. After all, Uncle Valent's one of the daddy's best friends. I call him Uncle. Is he gonna be evil? Apparently all of Phoenix Wright friends are evil. For some reason. What? You mean Mr. Wright? No, I mean my real daddy. Was his real father? No. Skippa. So, who the freak are you? Wait, Apollo. Don't tell me you don't know about Troop Gramair. Troop Gramuri. Is it Gramuri? But does sound kind of familiar.
Oh, lost life, lamentably listless lad. What cannot know of the greatest troop of magicians on the planet.
Valent Gramari. The name began to surface in my mind. It was a name I heard on television as a child. You bet you've heard the name. He made a cruise ship disappear and blow up an amusement park. What the frick? Oh, and he made all this gold disappear from a safe. And then escape from a high security prison. Oh, it's gonna be some, it's famous magician or something like that. So he is a magician?
I open the locks too hard chained by mediocrity. This is the true miracle of Troop Gramair.
Wait. What, Apollo? I do remember seeing you on television a long time ago. Weren't you with someone else, like a duo? A duo? Yeah, you're the partner. Something Grammarie.
Yes, Zack Grammarie. A masterful maker of magic, a capable crafter of shining showmanship.
Is he gonna be your father? Why is everyone so quiet? Daddy. So it is her father.
Once upon a time, Troop Gramair included 2 grand magicians. What myself, Valent Gramarie, and my partner, Zack Gramarie.
And this Zack was? He was my real daddy. I had no idea. Wasn't much point in talking about it. Not now that it's gone. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm not lonely. I got my daddy after all. And you made me laugh, Apollo. That's very sweet. That's so sweet. I'm gonna cry. Wow. I'm gonna cry so much. And I'm good for comic relief at least. Not that I see daddy around much these days.
I've been remiss in remembering my reasons for my visit.
Reasons?
2, in fact. The first being, of course, to see you, Miss Trosy.
You don't know how happy I am to see you again, Uncle Valent.
Is she really,
her nephew?
Or is it like they were partners? Because they made it sound like they were brothers, but
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's her uncle.
I'm sure you are. Not one for modesty, are you? When I encountered you at the Colosseum, the first time in 7 years, I could faint nor contain my emotions. I wept oceans. And to learn, defend the poor pianist, that blinded boy. It was a hot topic of talk among the staff, And defend him you did.
Hehe. Well, it wasn't all my doing.
I'm his defense attorney, actually. My other reason for coming here today was this.
That's a videotape.
Quite so, a recording of the concert, no less. I brought it for you to see on behalf of Troop Gramair. Will you watch it?
Yeah, I remember this. Incredible 3D graphics. I'm trying to pay attention if there is something happening. Wow, it's almost as good as it was live. So what's the word? Mysterious? And more mysterious things. Her song going on. Way more mysterious. Ha 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 ha! Span and Grammaria's got reasons to be here today. I wonder what his reasons were to be at that concert. I didn't notice anything particular, to be very honest. So I was wondering, the stunt in the middle of the song there. I didn't see a stunt. What about the armor vanishing and reappearing? Oh, that, I guess I'm so used to seeing that happen, I didn't even notice. I mean, she is a magician, so just normal stuff for her. A simple sleight of hand, a petite prestidigitation. What a modicum of magic from me to you. So that's why you were at the concert? Yes, I was there to watch my trick take to the air. For the one who knows how it was all done. Of course, I'm like a deity with the stage as my domain. I suffer no mystery upon those floodlit boards, not grasped tightly twixt my fingers. What the fuck? It was a potent primeval power I possess. Do you think you could tell me how it was done? Hey now, Trucy, that's like totally against the rules, Apollo. Not during a murder investigation. Most known for my illusions are mine alone, monsieur. Also what? Recall that the terrible occurrence happened later, well after my illusion entranced the audience. Oh, don't even ask. I won't answer. Too bad for you, Apollo. What? Ivan and Grammarier now make my leave, Miss Trucy. There's no need to rushing, Uncle Valent. You should stay a while. I'm afraid I cannot, I may not, I shall not. I've been asked to assist with an analysis and so I shall slink back to the scene. You'll be at the concert venue today? Correct, if you would call on me, come to the Colosseum. What-a-ta! See you later, crocodile. No, that's the wrong one. It's see you in a while. But whatever, just... Well, there you go, Apollo. Let's get cracking. And how he knows Trucy and her real father. So many things we need to know. There is something hidden in this, otherwise it wouldn't be evidence. Detention center. Machi may not be guilty, but still a suspect. But they don't have any decisive evidence. Yeah, but only someone as small as him could have gotten out of that room. Right, the air vent. And he lied. Lied? Yeah, because he can see. We cannot talk to him though. He does not know English. Ha, Machi! Speak of the devil. He looks like he's doing okay. Why did we come here? Not like we can talk to him or anything. Words are overrated. Feelings are what matter, Apollo. It's kinda hard to build a court case on feelings. But since we're here anyway, might as well get what I want to say off my chest. If you need someone to complain to, I'll listen. Shall say worry for me. Hey, Machi. So what did you think of the trial today? Well, I'm glad he doesn't understand English after all. If he did, he would have been scared out of his mind by this trial. All's well that ends well. If he's innocent, we win. Now he's found not guilty, we win. Michi might not understand English, but I bet he gets that better than you do. Oh. What? What the freak was that? And Grandmother testified, what a great person. She even got Machi off the hook by naming another suspect. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, if he could follow how the trial went at all. No one told him there's a new suspect, how would he know? What the freak is going on with this? What is it, Apollo? It's nothing. Must be imagining it. Imagining what, Apollo? Yes, I couldn't help but feel that. I don't know. Machi, he doesn't understand what we're saying, right? How could he? The young Virginian, he doesn't speak English. Yeah, but my bracelet is reacting to him. Maybe it's malfunctioning? Or it's scared because you keep making those I'm so mad faces. Was it that bad? If you're curious about it, there's only one thing to do. You should ask him. We'll be back. So much, you can see, right? Not a word. The world gone topsy-turvy. Sorry, Apollo, I don't think we're going to get any information out of Machi. Which makes sense. We're gonna be back though. We're not over here. So many things happening. Okay. Oh, this is the place from outside. Why is there the badger everywhere now? They really like him. Whoa, what a great day! It's perfect weather for the slouting? I don't know what that means. The weather mentors for an investigation. Don't some days just feel like magic days or defense days? Sure. Right on. Show us your stuff, Apollo. What stuff? Your voice training. This is the perfect place for it. Enough at home, thanks. There's no need to be shy. Keep that up and you'll never make it to the big stage. And maybe in the courtroom. Then you're in luck, because it's lawyer weather today. Don't you just want to face the blue sky and shout, "Objection"? The weather has nothing to do with lawyers. Let's just get going. Wanna examine these? So, what is this terrifying thing I see over here? What's that creature there? Oh, that's the police mascot, the blue badger. It's life-size. Haven't you seen them around town, patrolling the streets? Yes, now even Law and Order has a mascot. I ran from that thing even if I wasn't a criminal. Why does its head wobble upside down when it walks? It's freaky. I don't think you're showing the blue badger spirit, Apollo. Ask Gumshoe. He knows. It's such a cute art. Doggy and people being around. A couple here. A lot of people. Sunshine Colosseum. Yeah, it's very big. Yourself here? It's a Colosseum. I don't think you fight in here, Trucy. I had no idea. Okay, let's just go inside. Oh, look who it is. Mr. Attorney. La Miroir. I'm sorry about today. There is nothing you need to apologize for. You were merely defending Machi. Are you okay? Alone, I mean? Humans are blessed with 5 senses. Even robbed of one, we get by. Though it doesn't make being a witness rather difficult. Speaking of seeing, you know what we were before we spotted you just now? And we weren't even talking. I heard your footsteps several times the day before. Oh, you must have great ears. Okay, La Miroir, what do you have to say about the voice? You heard him? I did not know his name, but I never forget a voice. I mean, you never forget a voice, but you also heard him yesterday, so it makes even more sense. As I said in court, I was on my way backstage from the stage. This is when I heard his voice. The next moment I heard those gunshots. And you called security. To be honest, though the noise was quite frightening, I never imagined the gunshots might be real. It's true, right? I never heard the sound of a gun getting shot. like a real gun getting shot in real life close to me. So yeah, I could just think the same. Like you're at this concert and you hear gunshots and you think, no, that could not be real. That must be crazy. And I was in quite a hurry myself. I left the scene at once. Then it was Dalia's voice that she heard. She's sure of that. Will it be enough? I met Machi before my debut at La Miroir. I was singing in a restaurant in Virginia. He was playing the piano? Yes. He was very kind to me when he learned I couldn't see. That when you started playing opposites? Machi pretending he couldn't see? Ah, no, it wasn't then. That began after our major debut. After becoming known as the landscape painter in sound. Must have been tough for Machi, pretending he couldn't see and all the while acting as your eyes. We held hands always. He would write with his finger on my palm to signal to me things I should know. Wow! My god! That is so cool. He's a smart, gentle boy. My god. Machi will never harm us all. Of course, it's all staged. About Mr. Letouze. Ah yes, he was an Interpol agent, I hear. So you had no idea? Of course not. No one did. I suppose following her around allowed him to look for whatever he was looking for. Or maybe, since it's recent and it was only 3 months ago, he knew that she needed someone to come here and he needed to come here, and so he came here and I suppose he arranged so he could come here. It kind of makes sense. Someone was after him. They had to know who he really was. Why did he pose as my manager? I do not understand. You have no idea? I can only assume that he was investigating me. But why? Could someone have killed him because Lamy... Okay. Theory time. Lamiroir has done something terrible in the past. Or she has some bad stuff. Not maybe terrible, but she did something terrible and she lost her memory. She has amnesia. And they never found like some decisive evidence or something. Or maybe they were waiting for her to recover her memory. But someone doesn't want her to get her memory back or to find out what her secret past was. So that person killed the agent before he could understand. Theory time over. I should make like a toggle for something where I put on like a investigator hat or something. What makes you think that? Perhaps it is not so, but I cannot deny the possibility because of my condition. As my present is veiled in darkness, so too is my past clouded from memory. It is an idea though. Detective Dalia, very cute. Yeah, it is an idea. I could make like the Emma glasses. The silly Emma glasses. Darkness that I fear is not the darkness that I see whenever I open my eyes. The real darkness lies in my heart. I'm better detective than Pikachu. In your heart? I have no memory of the time before I became La Miroir. I evolved from darkness into darkness, you might say. I was singing in a restaurant those days. I do not know my past. Perhaps I committed some terrible crime in my past. Everything before becoming La Miroir is lost to me. But I don't think you... I can think of no other explanation. It has to be something. Something very important. Maybe it's not a crime, but maybe she witnessed something. And maybe she lost her sight because of that. Reminds me of... what's the other game that has a blind person that lost their sight because of something that happened to them? It's very similar to something. I don't know. I have this memory of a game that had, or if it's not a game, it's like a show that had a similar point as part of their plot. Someone lost their eyesight or something like that because of a trauma. It has. Come on, I can. Oh my god, what is it? I remember that. I will try to remember. Why has an agent of Interpol approached me? Think your past might be related to this case? No way, that seems really unlikely to me. I mean, you're such a sweet person, La Miroir. I thank you. Machi too tells me this often when I fear where might have been. Can we ask you about this? Took a look at your performance again. It was even better the second time. Thank you. Reminds me, there was an incredible illusion you pulled off. Illusion? When you teleported from one stage to the other, remember? Ah, yes. Apparently, they hired a professional magician. I was wondering, do you think you could tell us how it was done? I'm afraid I cannot. Mr. Grammer made me swear to never tell a soul. I was afraid of that. Hard to be a magician if you can keep a secret, you know? I'm reminded that I wish to speak to you about something. When I was walking this hallway before, I stumbled upon a small device of some kind. It was lying on the floor. Yeah, it's that one. It's been lying there since the day before yesterday. Might I touch it? I thought as much. What did you think? This is one of our headsets. Everyone on staff wears one during a concert. Well, what was this is? We use it for communication. It would be quite inconvenient should it gone missing. We hold on to it for you then. We'll give it to Prosecutor Gavi when we see him. Yes, that's best, thank you. So can I put it on? All concert staff wore one. Attached? I'm not some kind of robot, Apollo. Le Mans. Can we examine it? I don't think there's much to know about this. Le Mans. No one answered. That's like Emma not performing forensic investigation. Just silly. Emma is perfect, you don't understand, Apollo. Jesus. Yeah. I wonder. Wait! I'm thinking, if Slamirwar was wearing one of these during the concert and such, could she have heard the voice of them both through one of these? Might want some further inquiry. Okay, do I have something else to show you? Maybe this is a bit... okay. We cannot show stuff because she cannot see stuff. Lamau. Very true, very true. Okay, I think I'm gonna end stream quite soon. But first I wanna see if we can see someone here. Possibly. The song. Isn't that the one Lamir was singing? You're right, the guitar serenade. I love to do a show on a stage like this. Come to see that. The house is full and as one, the audience sighs with wonderment. There I am, singing my ballad, rose petals flying through the air. Aren't you a magician? Oh, that's right, I was a magician, wasn't I? What? It's him! Wahaha! If it isn't Miss Trucy, and indeed it is. Uncle Valiant! What exactly are you doing here?
I take real responsibility in task undertaken. I am inspecting my equipment of illusion to make sure naught is amiss. Laminar teleportation illusion, oh. Should anything go wrong, it would reflect poorly upon me and my troop, as I went about my exciting examination. It's exacting examination. I happened to notice the piano, and I remember the fair lady melancholy melody. Hey Apollo, maybe Uncle Valent can shed some light on this whole thing for us. Okay, can you tell me more about the illusion? I was wondering about the show the night of the murder. That vanishing art was your illusion, right? Indeed, the Purple Prosecutor petitioned my performance. On the climax of the song, he said, make her disappear like a dream. What can I work with on stage meant for musical endeavors? There are none of the conventions of a stage built for sorcerous acts. But you still did it. Such good talent. It was a challenging task and I so accepted. She disappeared from the top of the tower. But in order to move, you would have had to use some sort of secret tunnel. How did you do that? People come to me because I'm a professional among professionals. My illusions are custom made for a time and a place. Now, because of the murder, all the eyes of the nation are on this concert. Not a bad thing as far as the fortunes of Troop Grammary are concerned. So we're here checking up on your tricks to make sure it went well. And went well it did. Now, speaking of pianos, the piano over there troubles me. What? Why? But you ask why? Let's have a look at it. What's going on with the piano? That's one big piano. I've never actually played one. You should get Mr. Right to teach you sometime. No good, you can't play either. Wow. Maybe now my big chance. Stand back, this could be the debut of a prodigy. Oh god. What happened? You make that noise just now? Let me try it again. There is a button that is broken. I think something's stuck in the piano. Time to take a look under the hood. Huh. Look, this was stuck between the strings. Looks like some kind of switch. Found on the stage is a switch for something, and that's about all I know. Do you know about this? Words cannot express my shock and chagrin. All I can see before me is this stage and me upon it. Nothing smaller, nothing less radiant catches my eye. Okay. It's not how I was seeing it. Yeah, doesn't care. Tell me about your stuff. I know what you're thinking, that head of yours. Grammary, yes, you say, I recall seeing him on television. Something of that sort? Actually, yes, you're right. Wow, I just read your mind, Apollo. Well, I won't tell him that he made a good guess. It was 20 years ago. A young magician, a genius of his time, came down among us. His name was Magnify Grammary. He was who began the great troop Grammary. At his prime, not a day passed that he did not play upon the screens of every TV there was. Yet several years ago, that time came to an end. My troop pulled the vanishing act, yes. Cries for magic no longer heard, the TV screen a barren waste stripped of illusion. That's not true. I say one to all your shows. Like that one in the parking lot down at the supermarket. Ooh, they really went down though, from TV to the parking lot. Yeah. We hone our skills at these small venues, always awaiting our time. One day we will rise up from obscurity onto fame's shining stage once more. This is not only for the magic that is Grammary, but for my partner. Yes, Zack Grammary. Through his father. Before he disappeared 7 years ago, there was no name higher than Grammary in show business circles. None. Waha! I will see us return to glory. Evil and Grammary. Oh
was it when he was alive?
Our founder magnified Grandmarie was truly a genius, a worker of miracles.
Never forget the one I saw when I was little. We made the whole jumble jet go. What happened to the jet again? Alamau. She was small, Phoenix.
Of all the world-be magicians who came to this door, only Zack and I had the talent. In no time at all, Valen and Zack were the shining stars in the Grandmarie crown.
Cool, huh? And that Grandmarie was my daddy.
Now that Magnify and Zack are gone, I have but one wish. Let it be I, Valen Grandmarie, who brings the Grandmarie miracle back to the big stage.
I'm rooting for you. One skill coming up. Lemon. Do you not really have anything else to say? Not even about this? It's a switch. What happens if I press the button? The switch sitting here, tempting me to push it. Don't. Apollo, please. Think that every strange switch string is a bomb. A kind of old-fashioned crime drama thinking doesn't cut it out in your busy time. Right through CPI, please enlighten me. What do you think this witch does? We do some elect razors in Prosecutor Gavin Drex's room. I don't think that's the real... Has to be some other. It's probably like something to... Oh, nothing here. Probably something to... activate something on the stage itself. Do you know about this? No, I don't care. Hey, I don't think there is much more. The only thing I can think of, we show this to her. And maybe... Oh no, but she cannot see. Maybe she can, you know... Well, I think it's a good time to stop at this point. Next time we'll probably finish the case. It's a very interesting case, full of plot twists. I'm very curious to know what's the deal with her. She's such a mysterious character, and I'm so interested to know about her past. Maybe we will never know about her past in detail, but maybe we will know something that happened in her past specifically. I'm just very curious. What? Let's see what we can raid for now. Pam, 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 pam. Someone streaming. There is Monster Peace. Let's raid her. Thank you so much for staying with me today. Thank you so much for having fun with me with the silly Apollo Justice game. I had a lot of fun today. It was so nice to learn. I love this sort of plot twist. I love uncovering the truth like this. It's one of the reasons why I like Danganronpa so much. I love Danganronpa. I think I said it in the past. I played all the Danganronpa games. I am not gonna say an expert because it's been some years, but I really like Danganronpa. In this game, it's very, you know, same energy, even if it's quite different. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen in the future. Let's trade Monster Piece. She's playing... Oh, wow, very interesting. So yeah, thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope I can see you next time, and I hope that you get a good sleep tonight. Remember to stay silly, and I will blind you all later. Pocha! Maybe sing to you all later. It's more appropriate. Bye. Have a wonderful time, and say hi to Monster Peace because she is a very kind person. Yep. Bye. Bye.
not good for dyslexic people, okay? I'm struggling. Dalia, thank you so much for the rainy rain. How was your